All right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, this is another one reaching us right now. This one happened in Oyo State. My brother, my sister. Let's be very careful. Let's be prayerful and be vigilant. Who knows what happened to this man? Well, with the news reaching us, it says skeletal remains of landlord found inside his bedroom in Oyo community 4 years after he was last seen. 4 years after he was last seen. This is serious. Well, onto this one, the skeletal remains of a landlord identified as John Aderemi Abiola has been discovered in his bedroom after almost 4 years since he was last seen. So, residents of Adeosun and then Idiorogbo community in Ido local government area of Oyo State were shocked by the discovery on Sunday, September 4, after the community leaders decided to clear the overgrown bushes in his compound due to the invasion of snakes. Well, it was learned that the man was last seen in December 2018, 1 year after he moved into the community and then barely related with people in his neighborhood. Well, he told two people that he was traveling to Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and they would be back for the Ileya festivities in 2018. However, when they did not see him, they thought he chose to stay back in Rivers State. As the years went by, the weeds in his compound grew beyond his fence into the next compound, where the owner of the property had already moved in, leading to the invasion of snakes and then other reptiles. Well, and then following our complaint to the community landlords, they decided to find a way to gain access into the compound to clear the bush and then got permission from the Apete police station. Well, last Sunday, the community hired laborers to clear the thick bush as the house was built at the back of the land while the front side was free space. As they were clearing the land, they first noticed Mr. Abiola's Volkswagen Golf car with registration number AKD 769DC, which was covered by bushes. Well, they then saw the building and they noticed that the window of his room was opened. Out of curiosity, they looked into the room and they saw the man's skeletal remains sprawled on the bed, prompting them to raise alarm. Well, police officers, operatives of Nigeria Security and the Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and the military and the Ministry of Environment went to the scene to investigate the incident. Meanwhile, efforts to contact his family has been futile because his lines has been disabled. All right, and then exactly what it says right now, my people, many things are actually happening. Meanwhile, according to reports, one of the landlords, Mr. Mohammed Ademola, who also worked for and used to interact with Mr. Biola, decided to check what was in the room. He was, however, shocked when he saw the skeleton on the bed of the house owner. Mr. Demola raised the alarm, which made others to race to the window. They were all shocked, and then the news quickly spread. It was learned that the divisional police officer in charge of Apete SP Grace Akinshewa was promptly informed, which made her to send detectives to the scene for investigation and then action. Well, meanwhile, on Wednesday, while the Nigerian Tribune was at the scene to investigate the incident, police detectives, as well as officials of Nigeria Security and the Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) and the Ministry of Environment arrived, probably with a plan to evacuate the remains. However, it has been difficult getting the contact of deceased family members, as they were unknown to the community members. It was then decided that more effort should be made to trace his family members before the evacuation so that they would not feel left out. A bottle of histamine, packets of bicarbonate of soda, vitamin C, Cartem, and then an anti-malaria, and then herbal tea covered with dust in his room were seen. It was evident from his skull and then exposed teeth that he was gap-toothed in front. Also, his boxers could still be seen around his waist, while the top he must have worn had been eaten by his rotten flesh. Only a tiny piece remained by his side. Also found with his phones was his laptop. His plasma TV was still hanging on the wall, and then his wardrobe still had his clothing and then other items. Mr. Abiola, whose date of birth was discovered to be October 1st, 1955, reportedly moved into the house in July 2017, but was not in close relationship with other residents, except formal greetings whenever their paths crossed. Known as an engineer who was based in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, with his family before moving to Ibadan, he was said to have lived in a couple of areas within the city before constructing the house in Adeosun community. He was also known for his frequent travels to Port Harcourt to do his engineering work whenever the need arose. Well, majority of people have actually reacted in different forms onto this one. Well, according to what Rich Son is saying, he says, well, he probably lived in isolation away from extended family members and then possibly had no wife nor children. Otherwise, why did no one come to check on him? Well, and then someone replied saying, not true. I suspect ritualism. He may have involved himself in a kind of ritual which he fulfilled. By the way, he died, otherwise, people would have searched the house after days of not finding him. That's serious. Well, and then someone is saying that, well, but he told them he would be traveling to Port Harcourt. Well, according to the news, he earlier said, according to what had been gathered, he told people around him that he would be traveling to Port Harcourt, though, and then, with what actually happened, majority of people might now like be thinking maybe he had traveled to Port Harcourt and all that. Well, may his gentle soul rest in peace. Well, the truth of the matter is, in anything you do in life, try as much as possible to be straightforward. Wherever you are going to, tell your friends, your relatives, anyone around you that this is where I'm going to. At least you need to have a confidant that you can disclose things with, which is very, very important. Someone is saying that this is what we call shop alone and die alone. That's serious. Well, now true you talk, Ochai. It's so unfortunate. So sad. No friends, family, or children to check on him. So sad. Were there no stench of something decomposing in the area? That's another one. Because I said this earlier. At least people should have been perceiving some kind of odor, like something is smelling out. Well, I don't know how big the environment is, but no matter what, you should get to some set of people. That is bad. That is bad. Well, something is fishy. Exactly what some set of people have said so far. Everyone around that area needs to be investigated. That's serious. Yeah, so even when the window was opened, waiting happened. Well, in this age of communication technology, will a man die after 4 years ago and there was no trace of him until now? Anyway, there are many things that don't add up in the story. But rest in peace, to the departed. That's serious. That's serious. For a whole 4 years. You want to tell me? I beg you. Well, a lot of things are happening in the country already, but why? It's too late to wish him a rest in peace now. What if he has been wandering in the forest of evil for 4 years now? How will he trace himself back to come and then rest in peace? It is late, my brother. I think from the discovery, he may be sick, and then since he doesn't relate with anybody, no one could have known about his whereabouts. They should still make efforts to reach his family, and then I think with this news, his family may be aware now. That's serious, and then that is it. That is why we are passing it around. His family definitely will now like, oh, so this is what had been happening. But even at that, one thing is, if he had a family, they should know his house, because according to the passage, this house belongs to him. So they should know his house, and they try to travel down and check on him. A lot of things are fishy in this. Well, maybe the man is a ghost. I don't believe someone can build a house and then have a car and then also have two people he used to talk to, and then still they did not know anybody with him, even girlfriend or friend, even no single colleague. No doubt the man is a ghost. Akuda, yeah. Well, my people, a lot of things though have actually been said. There many comments keep coming in, but the truth of the matter is, in anything you do in life, you have to do well, do good, be vigilant, be careful, be watchful, and then I think a lot of things though have been said onto this one. What more can we say? Me well, let me have your own take, my people, and remember to subscribe for more updates if you are new on this channel. All right, thanks and God bless.